Truth is, every plot, no matter how carefully crafted, creates its own trail of exposure. Their whispers did not protect them. They betrayed them. Darkness kept the receipt, and when the time was right, it handed them over. Number 2. The trap they built became their own confession booth. The trap they built became their own confession booth. That's the cruel twist of hidden schemes. What starts as strategy ends up being evidence. In that secret meeting, they thought they were piecing together a clever plan against you, but every detail they discussed was a record of their crimes. They wanted to bury you under lies, but instead they were burying themselves under proof. The more they talked, the deeper they dug their own hole. It's one thing to plot in silence, but they weren't silent at all. They laughed, they exchanged details, they spoke with the arrogance of people who thought no one could ever hold them accountable. That arrogance blinded them to the reality that their words had weight, and once spoken, those words could not be taken back. They became confessions disguised as strategy. Every accusation they rehearsed, every manipulation they planned, every dirty trick they thought they were polishing was really them narrating the case against themselves. That's how exposure works. It doesn't always come from investigators with magnifying glasses or long interrogations.
And stupid is
Sometimes
always
it comes from people too confident in their own safety, forgetting that a single slip is enough to unravel years of scheming. In that moment, their meeting transformed. It stopped being about you and became about them. Their intent was laid bare, their tactics revealed, their unity fractured because each person's involvement was spelled out in undeniable terms.
Real stupid.
They were not just conspirators, they were witnesses against themselves. The beauty of this downfall is in its irony. They designed the room as a trap for you, a place where they could rehearse how to corner you. But the very act of speaking their plans out loud turned that room into their courtroom. They testified against themselves without realizing it. They offered details the police could never have dreamed of discovering on their own. In trying to weaponize their words, they made their words into weapons against themselves. That's the law of hidden evil. It doesn't just collapse, it self-destructs. They didn't need anyone to twist their stories, because their stories twisted themselves. What was meant to chain you down became the rope they tied around their own necks. The trap they built for you became the evidence that convicted them. Number 3, they never considered that silence has witnesses. They never considered that silence has witnesses. That is the arrogance of people who live by secrets. They think that if no human eye sees and no human mouth speaks, then their wrongs are erased.